What is meditation? Is meditation a form of yoga? Does it belong to anyone, to a particular group, or is it a belief system? When a person is simply try to relax, clear his mind, focus on his goals, or simply to remain still without images, thoughts, and emotions, does this act put him or her under certain group of believers, category of people, or state of mind? Let's discuss it, investigate and find out by ourselves, not by the views and opinions of others who claims the authority and the right to tell us what it is and what to do. When you try to fall asleep, does anyone taught you how to do it, or does it happens naturally? When your body become loose and relaxed, your breathing becomes slower and your heart rate dropped. When you stopped all forms of resistance and you surrounded yourself completely without division and conflicts. Does the sleeping process requires a method and a technique, or we have been simply born with this mechanism? As highlighted earlier, during pregnancy, the baby simply floating in the amniotic fluid inside mother's womb without choking or drowning, but once the baby born, the authorities start scaring the baby from water and prevents the baby to approach water and frightens the baby of water under the baby become convinced, programmed, and conditioned that water is dangerous and he needs to learn how to swim to avoid being drowning and choking. So as adults, we are obligated to pay the authorities to teach us and told us what to do and how to do it without questioning and investigating. To be obedient and dependent. If we take a look back at what have been discussed and questioned in the previous chapters, we can notice clearly that the mind is composed of many layers. Some are conscious and others are unconscious, but they all work together simultaneously, and any forms of divisions, separation, prejudices, and resistance will always lead to conflicts, and once there is awareness, consciousness, presence will always be synchronization and understandings. So what is the role of meditation in all of this? As a matter of fact, awareness and consciousness comes later in life after the brain has been programmed and conditioned from childhood by outside authorities, when we were unconscious and unaware and we didn't have a hand or a choice in all the informations, beliefs, events and circumstances which leads to current state of mind and body. Those images, thoughts, and feelings have been impeded and registered deeply in our psyche. So to be able to question, investigate, discuss and find out by yourself the truth and reality of those programming and conditioning, it requires great deal of concentrate, focus and observation without prejudice and distortion. When you simply remain relaxed and still for a while, just observing and watching the movement of thoughts, emotions and images as it arises without taking any action and without resistance, the mind will reveal itself to you, and it will try desperately to get back your attention by all means towards past programming and conditioning. So when you simply observe it and watch it as it forms and as it fades away, this is meditation. So does this process requires a person to be dressed in special garments? Does it requires the person to consume certain drugs and substances? Does it requires the person to sit in particular position or in particular corner and to maintain certain body posture and gesture, or to repeat particular chantings? Does it requires the person to be find comfortable place, to go to comfortable environment and to find ideal place deep in forest, top of a mountain or among good group of people? Isn't all of these different types of programming? Isn't this kind of conditioning what a person is trying to break free from at first place? What if a person finds himself in bad environment? What if a person can't find that particular garment, those good people, or even can't remember the exact chantings? For sure, as per this kind of mentality and belief, the meditation process won't work properly. So isn't the purpose of meditation to detach oneself from dependency, addiction, attachment and patterns of thoughts, repetitive images and emotions? How can a person see things clearly when he sees them from the eyes of others? Once you are free from this conditioning, you can be meditating anywhere and at any time, while walking, while sitting or even while laying down. You are absolutely free and detached from any conditioning, independent and confident. You are your own supply. Each individual is unique and independent, but at the same time responsible and obligated to the group. Any kind of division will always lead to conflicts. So we need to simply observe and watch without distortion and prejudice. To clear the brain from habits and addiction. To avoid reacting, responding, and entertaining any images, impressions and impulses formed and shaped by the unconscious, the hidden and the superficial mind, which was simply programmed and conditioned to be this way. Once all of these are cleared and put aside, we can discover our true nature and the reality we are living in.